the program that I take up now can be a little tricky. Well, what is it? It is that the user will guess a number. Now that is interesting. Guess a number means user will not input that number to the program. User will guess a number. How many steps will you need to guess what the user guessed? Or how many steps will you need to get what the user guessed? What I mean to say is, say the user has guessed a number, say 72. So, you are going to ask the user, did you guess 7? User will say no. You will ask the user next, did you get maybe 18? User will say no. Then you guess, say, did you guess 70? User says no. In this way, how many guesses will you make to reach the number which the user thought of? I can be more clear if I say user will think a number, not guess a number. User will think a number. How many steps will you need to get what the user thought? But here thought means user will be thinking in his mind, and you will have to reach that number which the user thought in his or her mind. Now, how will you reach that? Say for example, the user guessed 72. How will you reach there, 72? Will you take any random number and say, okay, did you guess 21? Will you ask that to the user? User will say no. And then you say, okay, did you guess 32? User will say no. And so on will you continue. Is this a way to reach? Very difficult. How will you guess the numbers? So can there be a way like this? Say, you ask the user, did you guess 1? You will ask the user, did you guess 1? User will say no. Next you ask the user, did you guess 2? User will say no. Then you ask the user, did you guess 3? User will say no. You will ask the user, did you guess 4? User will say no. In this way, will you, after a certain point of time, reach 72? And the user will say yes, because the user thought 72. 72 is the number user thought. In this case, how many steps will you need to reach the number which the user guessed? You will need 72 steps. Here we will assume that user will always guess a positive number. So, we will always start from 1. So, if we write the program that way, that I will firstly ask the user, did you guess 1? User will say no. Did you guess 2? User will say no. Did you guess 3? User will say no. And in this way, you reach 72 and the user says yes. How many steps do you need to reach the number that the user guessed? Definitely 72 steps. Now, if the user would have guessed not 72, but maybe 772, then to reach this 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on up to 772, how many steps will you need? 772. Okay. Okay, let us consider that only and try to write the program. We will do exactly like that. We will guess 1, then 2, then 3, then 4 and so on. So, in this case, I can take a variable guess, which is my variable, int guess. Where from will I start that? From 1, and I will tell the user, and I can expect that the user, I will just hope that the user will guess, or I can assume that the user will guess a positive number. So, I will keep on guessing from 1, and what is the highest positive number that the user can guess? It is 32,767. Why I take a random number like this, I will tell later, because actually C programming does not allow positive numbers above this, or to be more precise, something different. I will explain that later. For the time being, let us assume that the user can only guess any positive number which is between 1 to 32,767. I repeat, user can guess any number between 1 to to 32,767. So my guess will start from 1, and I will ask the user, did you guess 1? Then I will ask the user, did you guess 2? So when this program runs, I don't need to ask for any number from the user, user will only guess. So I can start guessing, user has only thought of a number, I can start guessing right from 1. So you can understand, to ask the user, you will have to ask printf, did you guess? I will have to start from saying, did you guess 1? In this way, should I write, did you guess 2, did you guess 3, did you guess 3? No, I will have to write this within a loop. So I will have to ask, did you guess %d? Did you guess %d? So which is this variable? Where is this variable? It is in a variable called guess. So I have taken my guess is the user has guessed 1. So I am asking, did you guess 1? Next, what should I do? You can understand, I should increment this variable guess to 2 and ask, did you guess 2? Then I will increment this guess to 3 and ask, did you guess 3? Then I will increment this guess to 4 and ask, did you guess 4, and so on. So you can understand that after this printf, definitely my next line will be guess plus plus. So this whole thing, that did you guess 1, did you guess 2, did you guess 3, and so on, should be within a loop, a while loop. What is the end point of that while loop? I will write later. For the time being, my idea is, in my loop, I have entered with guess equal to 1. I ask the user, did you guess 1? I will increase guess, guess will become 2. So next time in the loop, I will ask, did you guess 2? Then again I will increment guess, guess will become 3. I will ask, did you guess 3? And so on, I will keep on incrementing. This can be my idea of writing the program. But then again, I will have to check whether the user says yes or no. User will say yes or no, that is your question. So if the user says no, then you will have to increment guess. If the user says yes, then you can say you have already guessed. So did you guess %d? Tell the user, press 1 for yes, press 2 for no, which means if the user enters 1, it means yes, you have reached the proper number. If user says 2, that means no, you have guessed a wrong number, you will have to increment. Does not that mean that if I print this, if I did you guess %d user enters 1, then I can easily say that I have reached the number. So I will have to now check what the user entered, 1 or 2. So don't you understand that I will have to scanf something? Scanf %d, what? A variable called option. So if the user enters 1, say you have guessed 1, user actually guessed 72, you have guessed 1. Press 1 for yes, 2 for no. What will the user say? 2. Immediately scan it in option and understand that no, you have not guessed. What will you do? You will increment guess and come back in the loop. Then you will ask, did you guess 2? 1 for yes, 2 for no. User will enter 2. You scan within option. You check what is option. If option is 1, you will have to go out. If option is 2, it means wrong. So guess plus plus, guess will become 3, and you will ask go back to the loop and ask, did you guess 3, and so on. So that means if this option entered by the user is 1, which means yes, you have guessed. So you can say you have reached the end. What can you say? Printf I guessed the number in how many attempts? How many attempts? If the guess is 72, 72 attempts. So this %d will be replaced by the variable guess itself, because you remember, if it is first time, if it is correct, first time, if the number was 1, if the number thought by the user is 1, what is the first thing you will do? Did you guess 1? User will say yes, 1, user will press 1. So option will scan 1. If option is equal to 1, you know that you have guessed it in 1 attempt, guess is 1. But if it goes back over here, if the user had guessed 2, then he will come back and ask, did you guess 2? User will say yes, so definitely your guess is 2 this time and you will have guessed the number in 2 attempts. So that is the thing. However, if you have completed your guess, that means there is no point continuing with the while loop. You can simply break out of the while loop. Do you remember this break I told you? If you write a break within the while loop, it means the while loop will be broken and you will go out of the while loop. But this guess will increment. This guess will increment and will go back to the start of the while loop if your guess was wrong. If your guess is 7, if the number thought by the user is 72, your guess is 1, you will ask, did you guess 1? User will say 2, option is 2. If option is equal to 1, it does not enter, guess becomes 2, goes to the while loop. Did you guess 2? User will enter 2 again, option is 2. If option equal to 1, false, it goes over here, guess plus plus, guess is 3, goes to the start of while loop. Did you guess 3? Option is 2, no. So option equal to 1 is false, it comes over here, guess is 4. In this way, when this guess reaches 72, or maybe when this guess reaches 71, it goes to the loop. Did you guess 71? Still no, still 2, option is 2. Option equal to 1 is false. Go over here, guess is 72 now. Now comes to the start of the loop. Did you guess 72? Option scanned this time will be 1. User will enter 1. Option equal to 1. Printf, yes, I guess the number in how many attempts? In guess number of attempts. What is guess? 72. I guessed the number in 72 attempts. Break and go out of the while loop. You must end the while loop. Remember, you must end the while loop. And also remember, this printf will be encountered only once, because only once, if you find that your guess is correct, you will print and go out. So what is this while loop? If you remember, this while loop does not need any condition. This while loop can be 1. You keep on, this is an infinite, while 1 means it is an infinite loop. You keep on in going through the loop, and there is a break point within this while loop. If I have got the number, you break out. So this is how you understand, this is how you write the number. So let me write the program. You can run this program. Let me comment these portions out. One thing I will tell you, if you have to comment many lines, then there is one other way. Instead of commenting each and every line like this, what you can do is, you can start commenting like this, a slash followed by star, and you have to end this whole portion star followed by slash. Check out what it means. The whole portion within this will be commented out. Slash start commenting, star slash end commenting. All the lines within this will be totally commented out. So you can comment in this way also, instead of commenting each and every line. Now let me run this program. Did I declare everything? No, I never. I did not declare option. Option is something I need to declare also. Now I think I can run this program. No errors. So what is the number did you guess? 72. So did you guess 1? Press 1 for yes, 2 for no. So 2 for no. So 72 is a big number. It will need 72 attempts. Let us think of say 12 for the time being. I guess 12. Say I guess 12. Press 1 for yes, 2 for no. Did you guess 1? Did you guess 1? Press 1 for yes, 2 for no. What did you guess? 12. So what is your answer? 2. Did you guess 2? Press 1 for yes, 2 for no. 2. Did you guess 3? No, I guess 12. Press 1 for yes, 2 for no. 2. Did you guess 4? Press 1 for yes, 2 for no. So 2. Did you guess 5? Press 1 for yes, 2 for no. 2. Similarly 6. So no. 7. No. 8. No. 9. No. 10. No. 11. No. Still no. Did you guess 12? My answer is yes. 1. I guess the number in 12 attempts. So definitely the number is 12. You will need 12 attempts. Now the thing is, can this be the only way to write this program? Can you reduce the number of steps? You can, provided the user helps you a little bit midway at every step. Suppose the user guessed 12 and you ask the user firstly something like this, say user guessed 12. So you ask the user something like, say, did you guess a number less than 70? User will say yes. Then you ask, did you guess a number less than 35? User will say yes. Did you guess a number less than 17? User says yes. Did you guess a number less than 17? User will say yes. So did you guess a number less than 8? User says no. So you understand your number is between 8 to 17. This is something you easily understand. So you ask something midway between 8 and 17. What is that? Did you guess a number less than, say, 13? User says yes. Did you guess a number less than, say, 10? User says yes, no, which means you understand it is greater than 10 but less than 13. So you next ask, did you guess a number which is 11 or more, less than 11? User says no. So you understand it is greater than 11 but lesser than 13. So this time you ask, did you guess a number less than 12 or equal to 12? User will say yes, and you reach the number in lesser number of attempts. But how is this possible? How is this possible? I will show you how. I will just get rid of this entire portion to explain. For this, say for example, as I told you, the number that will be guessed or thought by the user will be between 1 to 3, 2, 7, 6, 7, if you remember. I am getting rid of this comment at the time being so that the you can see it easily. 1, 2, 3, 2, 7, 6, 7 is a number user can think. Say user has thought 72. User has thought 72. So what you know is the number is always between 1 to 32767. To make it easier, say 0 to 32767. It will be easier for me. I will show you why. 32767, 0 to 32767 is the number that the user thought of, and say the user thought 72. You know that user cannot think anything less than 0 or anything more than 32767. So what to do? You take a number in between that. You tell the user that I guess, user has thought 72, user had guessed 72. But you tell the user what is between 0 to 32767. It is 0 plus 32767 divided by 2. You think a number midway between 0 to 32767. 0 plus 32767 divided by 2. What is that? It is 16,383. Please understand this, what I am trying to say. I am trying to say user has guessed nothing below 0 and nothing more than 32767. So what I do is I know my lower limit 0 and I know my upper limit 32767, and I know for sure user cannot guess anything less than 0 or anything more than 32767. That is, user cannot guess anything out of this limit. User has guessed 72. I take 0 plus 32767 by 2, that is I come exactly midway. The midway is 16,383. I asked the user, did you guess 16,383? Equal to that, less than that, or more than that? User says less than that, that is less than 16,383. Definitely user thought 72, so it is definitely lesser than 16,383. So user says less than that. You immediately understand that your limit now is 0 to 16,382. User has said, no, the number is not 16,383. The number is lesser than that. So you immediately understand the number can be 16,382 and not more than that. The number can be anything less than 16,382 and anything more than 0. So this is your limit now. Now what you do is you set midway 16,382 divided by 2. 0 plus 16,300. Again I try to reach the midway, and that number is 8191. I ask the user, did you guess 8191? More than that? Less than that? User says 72 means user will definitely say less than that. User will never say the number, but user will say less than that. You immediately understand your range now is 0 to 8190 because the number is less than 8191. So definitely the range is 0 to 8190. So I again take the midway, 0 plus 8190 by 2. What is that number? 4095. You ask the user, did you guess 4095? Lesser than that? Greater than that? User says, definitely lesser than that. 72 is lesser than 4095. So you know now your range is 0 to 4094. Is not it so? Because it cannot be, it is lesser than 4095. So definitely 4094 is the maximum limit that is possible. So you ask the user again midway between that, 0 plus 4094 by 2. You will find out very easily where I want to reach. 0 plus 4094 by 2. What is that? It is 0 plus 4094 by 2 is 2047. So you ask the user, did you get 20? Did you guess 2047? Lesser than that? More than that? User says lesser than that again. So 0 to 2046 is your limit. It cannot be more than 2046 because it is lesser than 2047. So it can be maximum 2046. So again you tell the user, did you guess 0 plus 2046 by 2? That is, the number is, what is that? 1023. Did you guess 1023? What will the user say? No. So you know it is lesser than that. You will ask the user, lesser than that, greater than that. User says lesser than that. So definitely it is 0 to 1022. That is the limit range possible. So you again guess somewhere, somewhat in between that, middle to that. 0 plus 1022 by 2. What is that? That is 511. You guess 511, lesser than that, more than that. User says lesser than that. So definitely your range is 0 to 510. So you again say, guess a number in between that, 0 plus 510 by 2. What is that? 255. You guess. You tell the user 255 equal to that, lesser than that, greater than that. User again says lesser than that. So you know that your range is 0 to 254. So you again take midway of that. What is midway of that? 0 plus 254 by 2 is definitely 127. So 0 to 100, you ask the user 127, greater than that, lesser than that. User will say lesser than that. Then definitely your range is 0 to 126. So again you take 0 plus 126 by 2. You guess something midway. What do you get? 63. You ask the user, the number you guessed is 63, lesser than that, greater than that. User will say greater than that. This time user will say greater than that, which means the range can be 64 minimum. It cannot be lesser than 64 because user has said it is more than 63. So the minimum range possible is 64, but the upper limit possible is still 126 because user had said it is lesser than 127. So now you know that the number is ranging between 64 to 126. We again try to reach midway of that, 64 plus 126 by 2. That is 190 by 2. What is that? 95. You ask the user, did you guess 95? Lesser than that, greater than that. User will say lesser than that. So you know that your maximum upper limit can be 95, not more than that, 94, not more than that, because it is lesser than 95. User has confirmed. So your range now is 64 to 94. Again you take midway of that, 64 plus 94 by 2. What is that? That is 79. So now you ask the user, 79, the number is 79, lesser than that, greater than that, or equal to 79. User says lesser than that because user gets 72. So you know your range is 64 to 78. It is lesser than 79, 78. So now you take 64 plus 78 by 2. What is that? That is 71. 78 plus 64 is 152 divided by, 78 plus 64 is 142, divided by 2 is 71. Now you ask 71, lesser than that, greater than that. User had guessed 72, so user will say greater than that, greater than 71. So now you know that your range is 72 on the lower side. It cannot be 60, it cannot be less than 72, because user has said it is more than 71. So the minimum number possible is 72. So 72 to 78, your range, you guess between that 72 plus 78 by 2. What is that? 75. So you ask 75, lesser than that, greater than that, or equal to. User will say lesser than that. So you know your range is 72 to 74. So you ask the user this time 72 plus 74 by 2. 72 plus 74 by 2. What is that? It is 146 by 2. What is that? That is 73. So you ask the user lesser than that, greater than that, lesser than that. User will say your lower range is 72. It is lesser than 73. So 72 to 72. If you again use the same policy, 72 plus 72 by 2 is definitely 72. You ask the user lesser than that, greater than that. User will say equal to that. User will say equal to that. So you understand that you have reached the number which you wanted, 72, and you can write, I have guessed the number, I have guessed the number that you thought of. In how many attempts? Check out how many attempts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. In 15 attempts you guessed the number, which in the previous example, in the previous case when you are going one by one, how many attempts did you need? You need 72 attempts. So with the help of the user, you have guessed it this time within 15 attempts. I think you understand this. So let me start writing this program. Over here you can understand, to write this program, I will need a lower limit, I will need the upper limit. So I will need a variable called low, I will need a variable called high, and I will need a variable called mid. Do you agree with me? I will need a variable called low, I will need a variable called high, and I will need a variable called mid. So these three variables are needed, which means I will declare int low, high, and mid. And I know the lowest number possible is 0 and the highest number possible is 32767, nothing more than that. So int low, high, and mid, these are the numbers that I need. So the while loop will still be there. So what is your guess of the number? First time, your guess of the number is mid. That is, you need the midpoint firstly. Low is 0, high is 32767. So what is the midpoint? Midpoint is between that, as you have saw in the when I solved the whole thing, it is low plus high by 2. The lowest range is 0, highest range is 32767. It is between this, so mid equal to low plus high by 2. So will I say printf, did you guess %d? Where is my guess right now? It is mid, or guess is a wrong word to use over here. Did you think %d? Did you think %d? That is 0 plus 3267 by 2 in my first guess. Did you think %d? Press 1 for yes, 2 for no, will not do. User will have to say 1 for yes, 2 for less than that, and 3 for more than that. I think you understand. I tell the user, did you guess this number? Which number? I take a low point. I start from 0 as the low point and high as 32767. I take the midpoint of that, low plus high by 2. I ask, did you think that number? Which number? %d is this mid. Did you think mid, this number? Press 1 for yes, 2 for less than that, 3 for more than that. So I will have to again scan the option. So you do that, you declare a variable called option, you scan that option. Now if option is equal to 1, you can definitely say, yes, I guessed the number in percent d attempts. Now I don't have a variable called guess. In how many attempts did I guess? I can take a counter within my loop. I can take a counter I and initialize it to 1. Why? I know I enter this loop, while loop, with I equal to 1 always. See, I initialize I to 1. I enter this while loop with I equal to 1 always. So I know that whenever I reach over here, if I keep on incrementing this I, if I increment this I every time in the loop, I know I contains that how many times I have entered the loop. So I can say I guess the number in I attempts. I think you understand this. I guess the number in I attempts, I can say. So I guess the number in percent d attempts, I can break out. However, here there is a question of else if, because I need to check whether it is lesser than that or greater than that. Else if option is equal to 2. If the option is 2, tell me what? If the option is 2, that means user thought a number lesser than that. User thought a number lesser than the number. So my high range can be equal to mid minus 1. Check out why. Say you ask the user, did you guess 16383? 1 for yes, 2 for less than that, 3 for more than that. What will user press? User will not press 1, it is not 16383 plus 72. 2 for less than that, 3 for more than that. You guessed less than that, you guessed less than 16383. You guess 72, user gets 72, user will press what? User will press 2. As soon as the user presses 2, what do I need to do? Your high, which was 32767, will have to be changed and you need to make it mid minus 1. Is not so? So your high will be equal to mid minus 1. Else, what is the other option? Else if option is equal to 3, then what to do? Or you can avoid this, you can take this or anything else. Say user does not enter 3, user enters 4 by mistake. Still you take it to be more than that. So 1 for equal, 2 for lesser, anything else you assume it is greater than that. What will you do? Low is equal to mid plus 1. Why? Check out. Say this example. When I reached 63, I asked the user, did you guess 63? 1 if yes, 2 if lesser than that, 3 if greater than that. The number is 72, greater than that. So user will press 3. So if user presses 3, what do you need to do? You change the low to this mid plus 1. Mid is 63. So the low is changed to mid plus 1, 64. So low is equal to mid plus 1. So you complete this else, you don't need these brackets anymore. You don't need these brackets because there is only one sentence within the else part. This is enough. This bracket is not needed. So else low equal to mid plus 1. You increment I and go back. You can say I guess the number in percent d attempts. These many attempts I took to guess the number. So this is how you write the program. I think you get this very quickly. One more explanation. Your low is 0 initially, high is 32767. This is your range. You choose the mid equal to midpoint of that. You ask the user, did you guess that? 1 for yes, 2 for less than that, 3 for more than that. You scan the option. You know if it is 1, you have guessed it. So you guess the number in percent d attempts. How many attempts? I is initialized to 1 and incremented 1 every time in the loop. Every time you enter the loop, I is incremented. So these many guesses you took. However, if option is equal to 2, high is mid plus 1, else low equal to mid plus, high is mid minus 1, else low equal to mid plus 1. You change your range. The range you change depending on the input by the user. So let me now see that this 72, which I guessed in 15 attempts, whether the program does the same or not. Let me comment out this whole thing. You remember, you can comment it with a slash star and a star slash at end. Star slash at beginning, slash star at end. Okay, so let me run this program. Alt R, enter. No errors. Did you think 16383? Press 1 for yes, 2 for less than that, 3 for more than that. What is your guess? 72. So less than that, 2. Is not so? Less than that, 2. Enter. Did you guess 8191? 1 for yes, 2 for less than that, 3 for more than that. Less than 8191, your guess is, your number is, you have guessed 72, user has guessed 72. So it is lesser. What will the user press? User will press 2, less than 8191. Did you guess 4095? Definitely less than that. So 2, 72 is less than 4095. Did you think 2047? 1 for yes, 2 for less, 3 for more. So 2, because 72 I have guessed, less than 2047. Did you think 1023? 1 for yes, 2 for less, 3 for more. So it is lesser than 1023. So 2. Did you guess 511? 2 for less, 3 for more. What is your guess? Your guess is 7. User's guess is 72. So less than that. So 2. Did you guess 255? Less than that. 2. Did you guess 127? 72 is less than that. 2. Did you think 63? This time, yes, more than 63. So 3. 72 is more than 63. 3. Did you think 95? 1 for yes, 2 for less than that, 3 for more than that. No, less. 72 is less than 95. 2. 79. Less than 79. 72 is so 2. Did you think 71? More than that. 72 is more than that. 3. 75. It is less than that. So 2. 73. Less than that. 2. 72. 1. Yes, it has guessed. Did you think 72? 1 for yes. 1 for yes. So I guessed the number in how many attempts? 15 attempts. I also counted in the example 15 attempts. You try out any other number, say Alt R, enter. This time I guess, say 2045. 2045 is lesser than 1683, 2. Less than 8191, less than 4095. 2045 less than 2047. 1023 more than that. 2045 is more than that. 1535 more than that. 1791 more than that. 2045. 1919 still more. 1983 still more. 2015 still more. 2045. 2031 still more. 2039 still more. 3. 2043 still more. 2045 1 for yes, 2 for less than that, 3 for more than that. 1. I guessed the number in 14 attempts. This time it took 14 attempts. But just think, had I done it in my first way, starting from 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, how many guesses would you have needed? 2045, which is a huge thing. But here you are reducing the number of steps. So I think you understand this program. We can take a bit of break and come back. Thank you.